You know what nobody tells you. That you can buy every promising coin, follow every so-called expert, and stay glued to every chart, and still end up broke. That was me. I thought I had the game figured out. I was in early on some solid projects, joined all the insider Telegram groups, and believed every YouTube video that had 100x potential in the title. But nothing changed. Not my bank account. Not my peace of mind. Just more waiting. More hope. More anxiety. I was in crypto, but crypto wasn't working for me. And it hit me. I wasn't just failing to win. I was subconsciously depending on a miracle to save me. That's when I knew. The problem wasn't the market. It was me. If you've ever felt this, like you're doing everything right, but nothing's changing, this video is for you. And it might just wake you up like it did me. Before we go deeper, hit the like button if you're tired of the hype, and subscribe if you want real stories that protect you from fake promises in crypto. Back then, I believed crypto itself was the shortcut. Like all I had to do was be early on one good project and boom, life would change. And you see that mindset? It made me lazy. Not with effort, but with ownership. I was active, but I wasn't accountable. I blamed the market. I blamed influencers. I even blamed timing. But the truth was brutal. I didn't have a system. I didn't have discipline. I was just hoping. Every time a project dipped, I panicked. Every time a coin pumped, I sold too early or too late. I was just reacting, not trading. It wasn't until I sat down one night, staring at my wallet, wondering why I was still broke. Crypto didn't change my life, because I never gave it a real foundation to build on. And you see that moment of brutal honesty? That's where everything started to shift. I remember the exact moment I started changing. It wasn't when I bought a new coin. It wasn't when someone dropped a hot tip. It wasn't even during a bull run. It was a random weekday, after another small loss I couldn't explain, that I said to myself, if I keep doing this like a lottery ticket, I'm going to lose everything eventually. That night, I stopped scrolling through hype threads. I shut off the noise. And I asked myself a different question. What if the missing piece isn't a better coin, but a better system? That one thought, it was my first habit shift. So I pulled out a notebook. Not a fancy app. Not Excel. Just a pen and paper. And I started writing down what I bought, why I bought it, what I was feeling at the time, what I thought would happen, and what actually happened after a week. At first, it felt weird, like unnecessary. But then I started to notice that I wasn't just losing money. I was repeating mistakes I couldn't see before. I was buying emotionally. I was selling in fear. I was following hype I didn't believe in. That habit, simple as it was, became my mirror. And slowly, that mirror started making me honest with myself. Here's the twist. The moment I started taking the market seriously, the market started rewarding me. Not instantly. Not with a 10x. But with clarity. The coins I held made more sense. The fear started fading. I wasn't reacting. I was observing. I wasn't rushing. I was planning. And for the first time, crypto didn't feel like chaos. It felt like control. There's something nobody tells you when you enter crypto. The money doesn't go to the smartest person. It goes to the most disciplined one. That was my problem. I was always chasing reward. What if this coin hits 10x? What if this launch makes me rich overnight? I built my entire strategy around possibilities. But I never asked myself, what if this fails? How much am I really willing to lose? And the day I stopped chasing reward and started respecting risk is the day everything flipped. It happened after I made one of my biggest mistakes. I went all in on a hyped project. Not just because it looked good, but because everyone around me was making it sound like a guaranteed win. I didn't split my funds. I didn't question the devs. I didn't even read the smart contract. And within 48 hours, I saw the chart bleed, slowly at first, then all at once. Gone. My profits for months was erased. My confidence shaken. That moment hurt. But it taught me something more valuable than a win ever could. If you don't respect your capital, the market won't either. After that, I made a rule. No matter how good a project looks, I never keep everything in one place again. I created multiple wallets. A cold wallet for long-term holds. A separate hot wallet for testing new things. Another wallet just for profits I've already taken. Now, even if something goes wrong, it doesn't destroy everything. I stopped focusing on what I could make and started protecting what I already had. And funny enough, once I made that shift, my results got better. Not because I became a genius, but because I stopped playing like I was invincible. If you're still watching this, I know you feel what I'm saying. You've either lost before, or you're scared of losing next. There's something you won't find in most crypto videos. Not in the comment sections. Not in influencer tweets. And definitely not on your timeline. It's the side of crypto that nobody talks about, because it's not flashy, and it doesn't sell. I'm talking about the mental war that comes with being in this space. You see charts all day. You refresh your wallet every hour. You feel amazing when it pumps, and like a failure when it dips. You stay up at 2 a.m. hoping for a bounce. You go silent when it crashes, because no one around you really understands what you're dealing with. That's the part they don't show. I remember sitting alone after a bad trade, not because I lost money, but because I felt like I lost control. I started thinking, why does this feel like my entire life is tied to a number on a screen? Why am I letting a coin decide how I feel today? That's when I realized something powerful. I didn't need another coin. I needed emotional distance. Crypto isn't just about capital, it's about energy. And I was spending mine like I had unlimited supply. So I made a change. I stopped tracking my portfolio daily. I set alerts and stuck to rules. I started giving myself permission to rest, detach, and breathe. And you know what happened? I started making better decisions. I stopped overtrading. I stopped chasing green candles. And I became calm in chaos. And that calm helped me win more. Crypto didn't just stop draining me. It started respecting me back. Because when you treat the space with maturity, it starts to reward your patience, not just your entries. Here's the part nobody expects. After everything, the losses, the anxiety, the emotional chaos, the thing that finally made crypto work for me wasn't another coin. It wasn't finding the next 100x. It was doing something so simple, yet so powerful, that it completely shifted the way I approached everything. I started treating crypto like a skill, not a gamble. That was the change. Because when you treat something like a skill, you stop relying on luck. And you start learning how to move, not just when to move. I built a basic rulebook for myself. Nothing fancy, just consistent. I stopped investing in anything I don't fully understand. Protect every win like it's my last. Diversify my holdings across multiple wallets. Take profit without guilt. And never, ever let hype decide for me. That one decision, to get serious, changed everything. Suddenly, I wasn't stressed every day. I wasn't glued to my screen hoping for a pump. I started building slowly, steadily, and with peace. Crypto didn't feel like a last chance anymore. It became a tool. A tool that worked with me, not against me. And the best part? Once I got clear, once I got consistent, the money started coming. The partnerships started showing up. The chaos stopped feeling personal. Because crypto wasn't changing my life. I need you to hear me on this. The market doesn't owe you anything. But if you give it your discipline, your patience, your self-respect, it might give you something back. Not instantly, not easily, but eventually. And when it does, that feeling is different. Because you didn't just get lucky. You earned it. Let me leave you with this. Crypto didn't change my life when I entered it. It changed my life when I started showing up differently. Not with better picks. Not with perfect timing. But with discipline, with self-awareness, and with a mindset that said, I'm not here to chase. I'm here to build. Most people will keep searching for shortcuts. They'll keep falling into hype traps. They'll keep waiting for the next big thing to fix their situation. If you've watched this far, you're not most people. You're someone who wants to understand, not just invest. Someone who wants to protect what they earn. Someone who's tired of gambling with their future. And that's exactly who this channel was created for. This isn't a channel that promises you moons and Lambos. It's a space where we talk about the things most people hide. The mental traps. The emotional toll. The mistakes you can't afford to repeat. And the simple truths that can change everything. Every video here is made to help you grow, not just in crypto, but in how you think, how you plan, and how you protect your journey. So if you're done with the noise, if you're done with being played, if you're ready to build something solid in a space that's constantly shifting, then hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who's still figuring it out, someone who deserves better. Because once you change how you move, crypto starts moving differently for you. This is just the beginning. Let's grow the right way.